Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Be part of the gang this morning. Text or call 806-900-9630.
Good morning.
Waking up with the Bolton Oil Center, Jeff Mudflap and the Gang Morning Show.
So good. On KLLL.
England. They just hit the big 100.
100. All right.
100. Now that's something to celebrate there. And they celebrated in style, completed with inflatable clowns. I didn't even know there was
Inflatable
I
clowns?
didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yeah.
That's what it says. Inflatable clowns, cake, birthday cards from King Charles himself.
Yes, lover.
Yes, he's a Texas fan. Well, they're born just 10 minutes apart. These two shared a lifetime of adventure, including a stint in the Army. They've also enjoyed playing lots of tricks on people because they're identical twins. Bill, the older brother, credits his longevity to clean and healthy living, staying active, sheer determination, and good genes. And now that he's 100, Bill added that he's not slowing down, that he's actually looking forward to the next 100.
Well, that's optimistic there. I'd like to think if I made it to 100 years old, but, whatever. So Carl checking in. Carl's our Longhorn fan in the gang, and I knew we'd be hearing from Carl at any moment. But he's been very gracious this morning. Thank you, Carl. It's very painful this morning. But so we were just chatting about it. But he just said, that was just it was just crazy, And I said, yeah, very true. Or he said, very true. It was crazy. I said, you guys are definitely in the driver's seat now, which they are. And but Carl, this is great too. We hadn't got to this yet. He said, truthfully, did you think that was obstruction? I haven't watched that much softball, so he was wondering, is that
on
that play where Tech? She was out by about
I
10
wouldn't
steps.
I'll be real honest.
Close.
If I would have been a Texas fan, I'd have been mad.
Yeah,
because I felt like you were out.
Yeah, that obstruction call, and that's come up a lot during the World Series in other games not involving Tech.
Right.
That has come up, and it's just it's probably a rule they need to look at.
Yeah,
because to me, your job is to keep it from getting to the base. It's like home plate. You block home plate. And so that obstruction rule in softball is just. I don't know. I don't know a lot about it.
And she was clearly out.
She was out by a mile.
Yeah,
that girl could have been standing right in front of the base and building a brick wall, and that we were still going to be out by a mile.
Right.
And so to sit there and that was even from obstruction for what I've seen of it in other games that they called that. This was the one that I was even like I was embarrassed that they called it. I was like, oh gosh, they called that. I mean, I was like, I'll take it, but. God, that's she was so out. I mean, there was no way she was not out because of obstruction. She was out because it was a great throw to second, and she was out by a mile. Had nothing to do with any possible, and that wasn't even. I mean, I hate sitting here taking up for Texas on that, but that was a terrible call. And if that's the rule, they need to change that.
I agree. My daughter came running in, and she doesn't typically. She goes, "What was that call?" I go. I know, baby. I said, at least went toward Texas Tech's favor. I said, but it was a horrible call.
This is funny. Melanie T, you're right, though. She said, but can you believe we got a call like that against Texas?
Oh, I could. You know what?
That's true, too.
That's exactly right. I thought that, too, Melanie. I thought, oh, my gosh, we never get those calls.
Right, Tech never gets those, especially against Texas, because Texas gets every call.
And I thought, okay, well, I'll take it. I guess
funny.
That's why, but...
Yeah, it was weird, man. There's been so many weird things in this World Series.
That's like having neck pain and then you break your arm and all you think about is your arm being broke. Meaning, the metaphor to this is
please. I know what
is that that pitch that Najee threw right over the plate. The intentional.
Yeah.
That's the breaking of the arm.
Okay.
The other was just the neck,
Oh, so, okay, yeah. I sort of, in a weird way, understand
because you don't think about that particular play.
Yeah. So the broken arm was the devastating injury. So,
right.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Makes sense now.
I think it does. Yeah, I hurt my neck really, really bad.
Yeah.
Now I broke my arm, and I'm not. Okay, I think I get what you're saying.
And you're not even thinking about your neck anymore,
right? Okay, I guess so. Sure, let's go with that. Yeah, nice. That's good. I think. I don't know. You're blowing my mind.
Hey, if let me just say,
okay,
if they can win 12 in a row. They can win 2 in a row. They can do this.
Okay,
And if anybody can do it, Naja can.
Well, I think she'll come back. She'll be. I think she'll be dialed in.
Oh, I did too.
And that's good.
She was dialed in last night. Just that one particular instant.
Carl thinks it's going to go to 3 games.
Oh,
so.
I do too. Oh, Carl, listen. I'm a Tech fan. I still think Tech wins this.
Mm-hmm.
But it does make it harder.
You're a lot more optimistic than me because I don't see it happening.
Yeah,
unfortunately, but
I think it's going to happen. I knew we had to lose one game, and this was the game.
So why not just get it out of the way early and put your back against the wall to make it super exciting?
Listen, and let's think about it. If you win the next game,
right,
it's tied up. It's 1-1. Anybody's game the next game, and you just go in and you play it. We're going to do it. It's just going to be a little harder.
I think I need a motivational speech. Where's Jerry Wheeler? What would Jerry Wheeler say in this situation?
Jerry Wheeler would not have thrown it over the plate.
Storms, sometimes you get some big hail or some roof damage, some high winds, things like that. And if that happens to you and you think you've got some roof damage, first thing to do is call Roofmaster. They'll come out and they'll get all the photos, all the specs of your roof and all the damage, prepare an estimate for your insurance company. And by doing that first, that'll help hold the insurance company accountable because sometimes they like to not see damage, I've noticed. But anyway, that's another story. But they'll take care of all the intricacies with an inspection of your entire property. That's what you get with the Roofmaster. They'll look at the roof, then they'll also take a look at some of the other things that could have been damaged with the wind or the hail. Things like maybe your fence or some windows, your siding, everything, gutters, garage doors, other buildings on your property. They'll take all of that into consideration when they're preparing the estimate for your insurance company. So if you get any hail damage this season, or if any wind damage, we're definitely in wind time of year around Lubbock as well. So if that happens to you, you don't want any damage to your shingles. That could cause some leaks, when we get rain, and that's not a good thing either. So call Roofmaster. The name says it all.
96.3.
This is
KLLL.
Jeff Mudflap and the Gang.
96.3 KLLL.
Answer that. Please tell me no.
Not to my knowledge. Anyway, high today of 85. Right now, 65.
Hold on tight, folks.
Jeff, Mudflap, and the Gang featuring Colleen.
Because this rodeo's just getting started.
96.3 KLLL.
From the Dollar Western Wear Studio, this is Lubbock's country leader and home of Jeff, Mudflap, and the Gang.
Let's go.
KLLL.
KLLL.
I like ginger.
It still tastes good. I'm just saying it's just like an odd time to celebrate gingerbread.
No,
in
I
the
agree
first
with
week of
that.
June.
Yeah.
Very strange. They didn't ask me. National Ketchup Day.
Okay.
You don't like ketchup, do you?
I do.
You do like ketchup.
Yeah.
Because you're not really a condiment guy.
But I'm like, only occasionally, do I put it on,
What do you put it on?
hamburgers.
Okay, hamburger.
Fries.
Okay.
I put it on fries mainly.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably where I use most of my ketchup. Kathy and I were talking the other night. We're always out of ketchup at our house. It's the weirdest thing. I feel like we're always out of ketchup. And I'm like, how is that? We don't really use ketchup at home. I put it on French fries.
Yeah.
But we don't eat French fries at home, really. You only eat fries when you go to a
Right,
restaurant
yeah,
or
you
something.
hardly ever cook French fries at home.
So we were sitting there
you're
racking
right.
our brain trying to think, what is it that the ketchup bottle's always empty. You go to the refrigerator, pull it out, and I'm like, how are we out of ketchup?
That's a good point.
And so, seriously, we sat down for about 20 minutes going over things like, okay, what else do we use ketchup on?
Maybe it evaporates.
But occasionally, make some, like for breakfast, you make some fried potatoes or something, and so I was like, well, I guess I used it on those. But when's the last time we did that? It's been a year. And literally, I don't put it on a hamburger. I don't put it on a hot dog. What else? What else would you possibly put it on?
I don't know.
A steak? I would never put ketchup on a steak. So I don't know. I just can't figure out what. But we're always out, it seems like. It's the weirdest thing. National Ketchup Day. What's the most unusual thing you put ketchup on? Because you're probably not the guy that puts it on.
Probably mustard.
You put it on mustard?
Yeah. Ketchup and mustard and just stir it up, and then do it dip my corny dog in it.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. Okay, that's the most unusual thing you put ketchup on is mustard. Okay, that's fine. I get what you're saying. Kyle says meatloaf. Now you know what? You probably don't like meatloaf. Do you?
No, not at all.
If meatloaf could have had a different name, it would have been a much more accepted food. Yeah. Nobody wants to eat something called loaf. You know, it just but because I love meatloaf, but it's the name just sounds so gross to me.
Yeah.
But ketchup on meatloaf, yeah, that's actually not bad. So, anything else that you put ketchup on, or is that pretty much it for you?
That's pretty much it. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people put ketchup. Occasionally dip like chicken. Sometimes I'll dip my chicken tenders.
Careful. Yeah. See, I don't like ketchup on chicken. Patrick, Colleen's brother, said, Jeff, your ketchup is 5 years old. You know, and that may be right, but it's so strange. It really is. Yeah. We don't hardly use ketchup on anything, yet it's always empty.
Yeah.
And then I got to look, and I got a whole unopened one in the pantry. I found it in the back of the pantry, but so I'm like, why do we hardly use it yet? I've got a whole unopened one and the empty one in the refrigerator. I don't know who's eating it. I think someone's sneaking in my house and eating the ketchup.
Eating the ketchup, probably so.
Yeah. Crystal puts it on scrambled eggs.
Okay, I could see that.
I think a lot of people do that.
I haven't done that, but I could see it.
I'll put like Cholula or Tabasco or salsa on scrambled eggs, but not ketchup. I can't do that, but
I wonder
a lot of people do.
Yeah, I should try it.
Yeah, anybody. Teresa puts it on fried okra. Now that's interesting. Okay, that's different. All right, that's unusual. All right. Let's see here. Who else? Okay, that's the answer. Okay, yeah, right, Lance. If you have little kids, that's the answer where all the ketchup goes. That's funny. Kids love ketchup. I mean, little kids put ketchup on lots of stuff.
I don't think you have little kids running around though.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I'd like to think I don't. I mean, do I have like a band of elves that live in my house and come out at night and eat all the ketchup? Perhaps I don't know.
Hooray for naughty!
Yeah. All right. So far, I think Teresa wins in the moment for the most unusual thing that you put ketchup on. Fried okra. I've never tried that, but you know, I can imagine it and I can appreciate it, and I think that I can see where that might be kind of good. But you know what I have done is from time to time. I haven't done this in a long time either, but probably really when I was a kid, I did this a lot. Probably, but. Ketchup on macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
That's actually pretty good.
That. Yeah,
that's unusual, I guess. Some people might not.
Right.
But, all right. Well, if you got fish sticks, Lance, that's a good one, too. Yeah, fish sticks.
Yeah.
I see, and I don't eat a lot of fish sticks anymore because even in my growing up years, when we had fish sticks, it was always ketchup and fish sticks. That was really good.
Yeah.
But I haven't had that in years. Now, it's like, if I have fish sticks, which is, man, I couldn't tell you the last time I had fish sticks, but it'd probably be tartar sauce.
Anytime I have to eat a McDonald's hamburger, I have to put ketchup. I mean, they have to keep that ketchup on there to drown out that taste. So,
big fan. It sounds like.
Well, what's funny is I think they've done this. As a kid, you loved McDonald's, but as an adult, you're like, I think I want a McDonald's. And then you start eating it, and then it's like, why did I do this? This thing is nasty.
Not that bad.
Oh, no.
That's good travel food to me. But anyway.
Like I said, it starts off good.
Butch says he puts ketchup on tamales.
Yeah.
So I've heard a lot of people do that too. See, that's another one, though. If I eat tamales, either nothing or salsa. But I can't put ketchup on a tamale. But I think that's pretty popular. I've heard a lot of people do that. Let's see. Anybody else here? Yeah, like William, ketchup with steak. And that is
I
good.
I can see that.
But I've gotten to where when I eat a steak, the rare occasion I eat a steak, I don't want to put ketchup on it because I just want to enjoy the flavor of the steak.
Yeah,
I have done that.
I like my steak
life.
plain. Yeah.
All right. Well, continue. If you got any other unusual things you put ketchup on here on Ketchup Day, National Ketchup Day,
right?
A fine condom. But here's to you, ketchup. Do you remember when they came out with the green ketchup? Did you ever try that?
Oh, the green one, yeah, I did. Yeah,
I couldn't even try it. It just mentally, I couldn't get past it.
Right.
It didn't look like ketchup, and I just couldn't even try it. Well, kids probably enjoyed that one too, though.
Yeah.
Green ketchup. That's funny. But no, as an adult, chicken fried steak. Okay, Becky, I will agree with you there. I will definitely chicken fried steak and cream gravy, and then some ketchup also, and you mix. Yeah, that is good there. That's a good one. Okay, yeah, Melanie T says she eats ketchup with fried chicken.
Okay.
I've never tried that really either.
On chicken, I've had it quite a bit. So, yeah,
right.
so that makes sense.
All right, the other news of the day besides Ketchup Day. Sorry, I've been kind of trying to avoid the topic here for a minute.
Oh, man.
Needed a palate cleanser. That game last night, Texas Tech ends up losing to Texas. You're ahead. You're going to intentionally walk and throw one right down the middle. And it was at Atwood that was batting for Tech, I think. For Texas. And she strokes a two-run hit there, and they go on and win the game on an intentional walk situation. Catcher standing right behind home plate.
Odd was that?
Nigel throws one right down. She even threw an earlier one that I thought, God, that girl, she can hit that. Why aren't we standing away from the plate?
I don't know.
And holding the glove. I just couldn't understand what we were doing there last night on an intentional walk to even throw it anywhere close. But when your catcher's standing right behind home plate, I just thought, have we never practiced intentional walks before?
Yeah.
And you brought up the fact that maybe Nyjah hasn't really thrown any intentional walks because she's so good she doesn't really need to, I guess. And perhaps, but even if you've played any level of baseball or softball at any point in your life from 6 years old to, an adult, I think on an intentional walk, you stand away from the plate and you throw it away from the hitter so they can't possibly hit it. That's like a basic. I can't even believe that what happened last night happened. And
so
she can disappointing.
Do it too because she's had balls hit to her and she throws it to first. So she can.
It was so sad
odd
that it came down to that.
I know.
And the stats are the team that wins the first game has an 80% chance of winning it all. And so to let that one slip away, it's one thing if you're giving your best shot and the other team just they hit it. They hit a home run, they do something, they earn it. You got to go, well, tip of the cap, wow, Yeah. But to sit there and have a situation where you basically gave it to them, that's going to be hard to get past right there.
Well, you know what? We had to lose one game, so we're just going to have to come back.
They didn't have to.
Well,
let's be honest.
That's true.
But you still think they're going to win two in a row and win it?
I still think they're going to win two in a row, and I think they're going to win it.
All right. I'm a little less optimistic. I think you let one get away last night, and I think it was devastating.
I definitely think you let one get away.
I'll be watching it. 7 o'clock, Game 2, 7 o'clock tonight, still on ESPN. But man, that one's going to leave a mark. That was a tough. It was so bad I couldn't believe I actually saw it.
Yeah.
Like I was going to rewind because I thought there is no way this just happened. So I thought if I rewound it, I could go back in time and it would change the outcome.
Yeah,
but it didn't work.
No.
I tried it like 3 times. It didn't work. So. That was one of the weirdest things I think I've ever seen watching a game, though, of just...
That was definitely odd.
But, also in that game, it was that call that Tech got, that obstruction thing.
That was odd, too.
I can't remember who our player was that was run down there, but they threw her out by a mile.
Oh.
But then they said she was safe because of obstruction. That obstruction call in softball they need to look at that. That's come up a lot during the World Series, and I don't know, man, something that just... I'm glad Ted got that call. That was great.
Yeah.
But it was so bad that I was embarrassed a little bit. Like, okay, look, we'll take it. But, hey, I get it.
Yeah.
But that's weird, man.
It did seem
odd. She didn't get thrown out because of obstruction. She got thrown out because the girl made a great throw, and she was out by a country mile. It wasn't even close.
Well, that shortstop was mad.
Oh, boy, yeah.
She was like...
Yeah, she was chapped after that.
Oh, man, she said a few...
I don't blame her, but
yeah.
Man. But anyway, that happened. But yeah, I don't know. But all I can sit there and goes, look, Nyjah, she messed up on that one. I think she took responsibility.
She did. You know what?
But our catchers at Valdez, I think, what she was doing, standing right behind home plate on an intentional walk, that's on her also. And they, because they threw one of the first pitches in the intentional walk thing. I can't remember if it was the first or second. Was pretty much a strike, and I thought, what are we doing?
I am with you.
Get
100%.
out of there! Get out of there! Because I was like, this girl's going to reach out and try to hit that.
I would
and then
have.
Sure enough, it happened, and I was like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? All right, that's enough. It's just one of those things that you just can't stop talking about because it's just so incredibly.
It was odd.
Ridiculous that it happened. Let's see here. Yeah, and somebody, I don't have their name here, but said, and the coach. Yeah, I was really surprised that I was surprised that situation played out like it did, because anybody knows on an intentional walk, catcher stands out to the side of the plate, away from the batter. You throw it over there. You don't give them any chance. Everybody knows that. So the fact that it was even close that first time she threw a pitch like that, I would have thought that Glasgow would have said, "Hey, get away from the plate," or something. Like, don't do that. Hey, no. But it's like nobody noticed. Except everybody watching the game. Even people that just landed on our planet yesterday were like, what is she doing throwing it over the plate? I mean, it's so weird, man. So weird. Oh, Ricky. Carl's got a new friend here. Carl's our Longhorn fan of the gang.
Oh, do we have another Longhorn fan?
Ricky has also come out just now.
Oh, Ricky. Okay.
Ricky says, "Let's go, Texas." All right, Ricky. All right. No, we don't care. We have a big tent.
We do.
Even Longhorn fans can listen to this show.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carl will be glad to know that he's got somebody. Yeah. They said, "Can y'all block Ricky?" That's funny. All right.
We have a token Longhorn fan.
Right. Let's see. Carl, that's an interesting point. Carl, our other Longhorn fan, he said, "To me, it looked like they were trying to fake out the batter and strike them out." Which, and I see what you're saying, because it was so odd. Ridiculous that you almost have to think, surely.
What was she thinking?
That was this. I mean, maybe they were trying to do something like that, which, I would just say that was stupid too, if that's what they were doing, in my opinion. But it was just so over the top ridiculous what was happening. That's a great point, Carl. It makes you wonder, gosh, how can anybody be so terrible in that situation? Right. Maybe they were trying to fake her out by like catching her off guard.
Maybe they did want her to try to swing at it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But it was just
maybe they thought they could get a double play or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there's a deeper strategy.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. But I just think you can overthink things if that was the case, and that would definitely fall into the category of overthinking things.
I agree.
So. But without Nyjah, Tech wouldn't even have been there to begin with. So that's where I'm just like, you know what? She's a generational talent. She's a great player, and she has led the way for Tech to get to that situation.
We wouldn't be there.
So you got to give her a little grace, I suppose. It's just that was just give up a home run or something. That would be much more easy for me to deal with than what happened. That's going to take a while to get over that. So anyway, but yeah, Melanie said she's the best pitcher in the country. Maybe they should have just let her pitch. And see, and that's kind of where
I would rather see that than what they did.
Yeah. Milkman. Analytics.
Analytics,
Oh, gosh, please. I hope that's not the case.
Oh,
I hope they weren't going with analytics. But Ricky said, all in all, it was a really good game, and it was intense. Yes, it was. And all the games of the World Series have been really close. There haven't been any blowouts that I can think of. And, it's been a lot of fun. It's been very entertaining. I think it's got a lot of people more interested in softball than perhaps ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this has been a great series to watch. I just see exciting softball being played. It's made me I was already watching more anyway the last few years, but this really, for me, I'm like, man, I've enjoyed this more than I don't know that I've watched 2 innings of baseball so far, college baseball, the regionals and all that stuff.
I will say softball, seems to be quicker. It feels faster. It just feels a little
just a more intense game or something. It's more exciting, I think.
Than just baseball.
All right, well, cool. Coming up here, we'll dad joke time, and then we'll have we need a good one to make us laugh this morning. Please. And then, I don't know, dirty laundry. Colleen's not here. I don't know if I'm up to it today. We may just skip the dirty laundry today. Carl will be happy. And then birthdays this morning.
Yeah.
7:30 birthdays. So you've got a birthday to add to the list today. 806-900-9630.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation under God, and with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night
that our flag was still there.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Jeff, Mudflap, and the gang.
96.3
KLLL. Red, white, and blue through and through.
Come on.
KLLL.
You ready? Let's
Are from what happened last night.
Yeah.
And maybe we can just
Yep.
we can deal with it in that manner. So I tell you what, let's look. I'm willing to try just anything, really. I guess.
Yeah.
At that point, so why not? One more. I say that. Said, "Yep, we're winning." So
Yeah.
there you go. Maybe that was the secret
We're
right there.
gonna win.
Of course, Carl is quoting the lyrics to Texas Fight. And, okay, Carl, come on, man.
You and Ricky.
Yeah, I know Carl and Ricky. Now I tell you, y'all are what?
Sounds like a morning show. It's Carl
Hi,
and Ricky.
good morning. Carl and Ricky in the morning. Hi, everybody. At 7:20, it's Carl and Ricky in the morning. We'll be talking about the Longhorns this morning.
That was good.
Hey, coming up, Carl and Ricky in the morning. We'll be talking about the similarities between the Aggies and the Longhorns. How do you really tell the difference? Well, number one, it's the colors of the uniforms.
Hey, Carl, he likes that. He said we're number one. Thank you, Carl. No, Carl and Ricky, there are Longhorn fans in the gang, and that's all right. Like I said, we have room for everybody.
We do.
Although, if one more person comes out this morning, I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that or not.
Yeah.
But Carl and Ricky, that's fine. But got another game coming up tonight at 7.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
They'll get it done.
All right. Let's see here. What else?
Well, I had so many jokes.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we need some jokes this morning.
Yes, about unemployed people.
Well, that's not funny.
Yeah, but none of them work. It gets funnier the more you think about it.
No, that's pretty good. That actually was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Is that the only one you got?
Oh, no.
That was funny.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
that, unless,
Oh, yeah. I went to an auction last night.
Really?
Yeah. 4 people bid on me.